Hello everyone, Player 9 here. I'm on my way now to the Frozen Wilds. We're on episode 33 of Horizon Zero Dawn, and this should be the first part of the Frozen Wilds DLC. I know that there are a couple of side quests still to do. We've got one corruption zone still to do, but we'll do those before the final mission of the main game. So yeah, we're heading back up towards the Grave Hoard, and behind that is into the Frozen Wilds. So the path into the cut
Safe.
area.
For a few minutes anyway.
So we'll save at the fire here.
This must be the pass Ravid was talking about. With Banuk territory just above.
So yeah, we're heading into an area called the Claim, which is it's sort of a no man's land in between Nora land and the Banuk land in the far north. We have our new spear that Silence gave us, which has extra powers. We've also got our override on it, and we've also got our new shield weaver armour, which, as you can see from the health bar at the top left, the health bar that's normally red is now blue. The blue means that the shield weaver armour is working, and when it goes red, that means that it's not working. Basically, it takes a few seconds to recharge it. So if it takes a lot of hits, then we start to take damage on our normal health. Stock up on ammunition. I have played the Frozen Wilds once before, and I have to say that it is quite a bit harder than the normal game. So we have to be prepared for it. Got a one of the metal devils. Yeah, the remains of a metal devil from the Grave Hoard. Right, let's head on up. These blue lights seem to be, they have some sort of religious significance to the Banuk. That's why they put them everywhere. Right, where do we go now? Ah, I didn't see that one. Wow, that was quite a leap.
What are you doing, Aloy? This path leads to the cut. The Banuk have nothing to offer besides useless mysticism. The Eclipse won't stand idle while you waste time playing in the snow. Return to your task.
Surprised you're still checking up on me. I thought you had moved on.
Well, forgive me for still being concerned with the fate of the world.
I was thinking, Banuk shamans thread blue cables through their skin, right? Kind of like someone else we know, huh? So maybe the real reason you want me to stay clear of the Banuk is to stay clear of your past.
It's not the past that concerns me, Aloy. It's the future. Or possible lack thereof. Which is why you should stop prattling and get back to what matters. But as usual, you'll do as you wish.
Touchy.
Right, we're going this way then, I suppose. We've heard stories before of the cut having some much more dangerous new machines, so we need to be prepared for them. We'll make sure we've got enough ammunition. We don't have a lot of blaze, so we might have to jump later on. We might have to fast travel back to the normal map in order to get some more blaze, but we're alright for the minute.
No room.
Oh, what's this? New machine, a demonic scorcher. Let's have a look in the notebook. Scorcher. Its body is weak to freeze. Blaze canister on the top, which is weak to fire and tear. Has a mine launcher. Heavy projectile weapon, deploys explosive proximity mines. So we can tear blast that off. It has a power generator on the back. So if we shoot it with these and then set it on fire.
This one's a new predator. Can see the heat coming off it.
Whoa! Wasn't really ready for that. Ready for us though. See our shield weaver armour is to recharge. See if we can rope it down. Trying to set it on fire, but it's not doing much good, so we're going to hit it with the normal hardpoint arrows. It's down. Already this is quite a challenge. It's down. It's dead. Well, that was something. Well, they say it's weak to fire, but fire didn't really do anything. Right, let's head off this way. Also, roping it down didn't do much either, which is not good. We only managed to rope it down for a few seconds.
Think of summer sun. Breeze through the trees.
Grab some medicine while we're here. Yeah, this is very snowy. I love these blue lights though, they're very good.
Outlander on the mountain!
Outlander
Okay,
on the
that's a
mountain.
welcome, I guess.
We have the Northern Lights here.
You sure you'll be warm enough up here, Nora?
I've worked up a sweat from the climb.
You made it to the cut, Outlander.
Not that you'll stay long.
Oh wow, what is that?
Smoke rising from the mountain. And the village, too. What's it for?
Alright, we'll activate the quest, show it on the map. Investigate the source of the smoke. We're in Song's Edge.
Our chieftain has led our best to their deaths. Where should we find hope now? How are we to trust the chieftain after so many died under his command?
Trust Araya, they say. She'll return to us, they say. And yet here we are, waiting.
So they're not sure about their chieftain. And someone called Araya was supposed to return to them but hasn't.
I do not think that our hunter's blood is on Aratek's hands. He led them to a great challenge. That is all.
Our shaman has abandoned us. Our chieftain has led our best to their deaths.
Don't mind me, just stealing all your goods. What's through here, anything?
Must be something big going on. Most of the village is moving towards that smoke.
We have a local gathering here.
We must put our faith in him.
Get ready for a rare sight, Nora. Bergrand, purveyor of necessities. Most of the time, the Banuk burn their dead. But not today.
Because the bodies couldn't be recovered.
Aye, a nasty business. All their best warriors, lost. So they're getting a different kind of send-off.
Must be the chieftain.
Grasp your grief, my hunters, and kill it! For our kin sees the fate all Banuk long for. Falling with their spears striking steel. Their struggle is over now. You have witnessed their spirits rise up into the blue sky and beyond to the blue light. But our struggle is only beginning. Soon, we will again take up the hunt against the daemon that frenzies the machines against us. And so I ask you, can you summon the courage of our fallen kin? Will you fight and die as well as they did?
My courage! My spear!
Our blood is in your teeth, Aratak!
We are Banuk. Our enemies. Our prey.
The daemon. That frenzies the machines.
Machines that wiped out their best. And what do they want to do? Go back up there. Fools. A little advice. For free.
Aloy.
Aloy. I've been up here for 2 long winters, and I still can't make sense of the Banuk. Take this ruckus. It started with one of their shamans, Aurea, spouting on about spirits and daemons up on Thunder's drum. So they march their Warwick up there, and half of them get slaughtered by machines. When Aurea vanished, I thought the crazy might have gone with her, but no. Here's Big Aratak, gearing them up to do it all over again.
And Aurea is the one who spoke about this daemon?
That's right. Told Aratak and the others that it lives up on Thunder's drum. And they believed him.
But you don't.
Look, I don't know what Aurea found up there. A shaman's not going to talk to an outlander. The machines in the cut are getting more vicious, that's a fact. It could be because of the daemon, or it could be because they all got indigestion, for all I know. But Aurea's not around to explain. She took off, and no one knows why.
Is Aratak a renowned warrior around here?
He's a Warwick chieftain. His voice carries a lot of respect. Not that you hear much of it. Man talks about as much as a dead fish. But when he and Aurea came to town with their Warwick, it drew more Banuk to this little burg than I'd ever seen. Know what else I saw, Aloy? My own little trade route, stretching all the way back to the claim. Then, he goes and leads them off to their death at the claws of angry machines. So much for my best customers.
What is it about the Banuk you can't make sense of?
Well, everything's a test to them. A hardship to endure. A challenge to survive.
Seems like they don't have much of a choice in a place like this.
Yeah. A land cold enough to crack teeth. Filled with wild animals. You think they'd accept a little reasonably priced aid. Don't believe me, I've tried to convince them. But a Banuk with nothing left to prove might just lie down and die.
Have you ever heard of a man named Silence? Tall, deadly serious, cables in his skin? Like a shaman?
I've heard that name once or twice, but always whispered. Like some boogeyman the Banuk want to forget. I'm not sure what went down, but I got the impression he messed with the Conclave. Or they messed with him.
Conclave?
All the most important shamans gather in Banur from time to time to keep up with the latest mumbo-jumbo. No idea how they all fit into one tent without those crazy headdresses getting locked up on each other. Aurea's been to that shindig, but when I asked her what it's like, she just gave me a dirty look. So if you want to know more, you'll have to find her and make her like you, I guess. Good luck.
I want to know more about this daemon.
It's crazy talk, Aloy.
Or there's something to it. Something connected to how the machines behave.
Then you need to find Aurea. She was last seen headed for the mountains they call the Ice Rafts. I've heard only the shamans know the trail beyond those frozen peaks. But I do know where you could find her apprentice, Naltuk. He went north of the river, chasing rumors.
Rumors?
Not the good kind. Sudden attacks in the snow. Strange new structures. Some say a new machine, like no one's seen before.
Well, now I'm definitely interested. Thanks for the talk, Bergrand.
Don't mention it.
I wonder if
The
Aratak can tell
machines
me
who've
more
been
about
enslaved
Aurea
by
and
the
Thunderstrom.
The best gift we can
Might be
give
worth a
them
shot.
is death. Strange images, odd stories. Why can't Sakuli paint normal
Who's
things?
this side quest up here? Is that the word of him?
Deep den. Silence.
You seem sad, stranger. I heard you mention a flood.
Yes. A sudden deluge, without rain or melt to explain it. I'm Aloy, the drummer of Deep Din. Or at least I was, until it disappeared under the waters.
Deep Din. What's that?
A hollow, carved out by the old ones. A chamber, a basin, and a musical instrument all at once. My life, my calling. I'd explain it by playing for you if I could. But its pipes are deep under the water now.
So the waters came fast.
One day it was dry. The next, the nearby river had risen and the entire basin was flooded. I don't understand it. There was no rain, not even any clouds, and yet the river rose higher than I'd ever seen it. And there it remains.
A flood without rain. That is strange. Where is this place? I'll have a look if I'm in the area.
Just northwest of here. Look all you like, but I don't see what good it'll do. The floodwaters aren't going anywhere. How does one ask a river to relent?
Okay, so we've got a new side quest. Waterlogged.
You're meant to trust the car. You're not.
I'm gonna go speak to this guy. Or possibly woman.
Okay, if I want to learn more about how this daemon affects the machines, I've got to find Aurea. And to do that, I need to talk to her apprentice, who followed the river north.
We'll speak to Aratok first before we leave.
I do not want to hear this talk from you again. Doubt is heavier than a week's snow.
Forgive me, my chieftain. We will be ready for the next attempt.
But this will not be an attempt. It must be done. Do you understand?
My chieftain.
Good. Outlander, I suppose you wish to speak?
Aurea knows about this daemon. Where would I talk to her?
She does a shaman's work. That is not for the eyes and ears of others. Certainly not an Outlander's.
This daemon you talked about.
If you are hardy enough, you can venture out and see the signs yourself. It has changed the machines, made them fiercer, stronger.
But what is it?
A matter for the shamans to debate.
There are other Weraks in Song's Edge too?
Yes, the village has its own life for all Banuk who need trade or shelter. After the war ended, it sprang up from what was once a campsite, quick as the bloom between frosts. Perhaps it will last, until the Karja seek war again.
You're set on going back to the mountain?
I have put my word to it.
Even with the risks being so great?
The risk of what? Death? It would be a worse fate to bow our heads to the challenge and say too much.
Well, I guess that's it then.
Good. I prefer deeds to words.
Right.
Some see the tall neck at the frost figures as some sort of spiritual sight. It's
Right,
just a
let's
dead
set a
machine.
side quest. Must be down there.
Outlander, wait a moment. That weapon of yours, Outlander, that spear. I can see the blue light upon it.
This? It was made by an acquaintance of mine.
Ah, a shaman.
No. More of a tinker?
A tinker does not understand the spark in the metal, the song in the metal like this. But it could be improved upon, modified with the help of the old ones. Far north of here there is a cave, a shaft in the snow. Within it is a nest of metal birds. Find a bird that hasn't been stripped by shamans past. Look for a rail inside it, the length of your spear. That's all I can tell you.
Get a rail from some metal birds in a cave. Sounds perfectly normal.
Okay, so he's going to help us improve our weapon, I suppose. Why are they painting the lake? I don't really understand. Looks very pretty though. The whole area is pretty. So we're heading off to find Banuk.
The herd isn't roaming far from the camp.
Keep them together this time.
Then we wait. But I bet we see a stray.
All right, I'll keep watching.
As this is a new area, we should have new animals as well. Animals that weren't in the original game. There's a badger. And a goat. Do some hunting. Oh, what was that? Some pigment. Something we have to collect, I suppose. Let's tag this goat, see if we can get him.
This'll last.
Oh, come on. Controls are a bit sensitive. Got him. Rolling away, trying to escape. There's a tall neck in the distance.
Outlanders. Carja Outlanders.
A woman now leads the Hunter's Lodge only because no men were left in her house to do the job.
Huh?
Prince Eastman is alive and well.
Bergren said Araya's apprentice went north of the river. Hopefully not too far. A Tolnik? What did it take to knock one of those over? They're built to last.
Don't see the tall neck. Where is it? Oh, it's behind the rock. We'll do that next.
That must be Naltuk, looking out at that tower. It looks like it's sending out a pulse or signal.
Control tower, okay.
Naltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Araya.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread. She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. But what can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them. Rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was frenzying machines.
Look there. Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before. A corruption. But it wasn't from your daemon.
You have? Well, then you know more than I do. These towers, were they part of your corruption?
No. Those are new to me too.
Like I said, they empower the daemon's machines. They must be stopped.
Will you tell me where Araya went?
You ask a lot of questions.
Only when I'm not getting the answers I need.
There's but one voice Araya wants to hear right now, and it isn't yours. I'm sorry.
My controller stopped working.
Alright, you want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
Outlander, wait. Won't you tell me your name?
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount your efforts to Araya.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is.
Yes, we're going to take on a control tower. Destroy or override the tower. Let's have a look in a notebook. So we have a new machine called the Scorcher, and demonic machines and control towers. So there's two that we have missing, and they both look big and scary. So, right, control towers. Body is weak to nothing. Cooling element is weak to everything, like a blaze canister basically, and an override point at the bottom, so we can override it. And it's surrounded by smaller machines. Try and sneak up to it.
Kill the machines.
So that signal it gives off, it disables our shield weaver outfit.
Shields overloaded by that pulse from the tower.
Right, now we'll go for it. Oh, I didn't see the scrapper there. Go override it.
Okay then, let's see if this thing can work for me.
Kill the machines. They're all shot. One down. Dead.
The tower helps nearby machines, but it can be overridden.
That wasn't so bad for the first one. Let's go back to Maltuk.
Let's talk about Araya.
I'll find a use for you. Seems I can take care of the machines and towers. The daemon's next.
You claimed its power for yourself somehow. Perhaps Araya should meet you after all. What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine. A great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far, you should too. You'll have earned it.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
Bergren told me you're Araya's apprentice.
In her absence, I serve the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Araya's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me. An aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
Were you with Araya when they attacked the mountain?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I'm no warrior, though, so she bid me wait. When Araya and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Araya at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her... I have faith she will hear the voice again.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'm off to the ice rasps to find this Shaman's Path.
Yeah, we're not going to do that yet though. We've got a side quest. This is a secret share level 30. We've got a tall neck 35. Probably have to do this one first. Activate quest. A Banuk shaman tells Aloy of a cave in the far north used by the shamans for materials to craft their spears. So we'll show that on the map. Oh, it's right at the end. What we really need to do is override the tall neck because that's not far from where we are. Go to the waypoint. Yeah, so we'll do the tall neck first. That will then open up the map and we can decide where we want to go after then. So we have loads of glint hawks here.
Encased in ice. It fell a long time ago. The scavengers have just finally started.
Glint hawks now then. On fire then.
Of the scavengers. Should scan the tall neck. See how deep the damage goes. It looks like the scavengers ripped out 3 major parts. If I could bring them back, maybe I could even reactivate it. Get at what's inside its head.
Right, so we've got 3 parts to collect.
Let's make this quick.
Oh, this one's only... No, this is the nearest. Right, so we've got loads of scrappers up there.
I felt that!
Oh, it's loads of them. That's what I need. part we need to toolneck
That seems
away.
intact. Toolneck's a real tough.
That's 1 of 3 parts. Right, there's another one over here. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a scorcher. Wonderful. Let's get... some traps down. Completely avoided the traps, which is great. Almost. Down. Hooray. What's this? The mine launcher? Oh, wonderful. There's a machine in here, we'll test it out on that.
Maybe it's all next part.
That's what I need. Oh, blue gleam. Blue gleam is rare and a valuable resource. Trade it to specialised merchants for extremely powerful weapons and armour. Don't mind if I do. We've got a turkey. Ready for Christmas. These mine launchers, it's not very instant, is it? The mines just sort of hover there for a while. Back. Right, so I've got one more component to find. Those traps are pretty good on the Scorchers. Right, okay, how do I get up here? That's where I want to be. One more. Right, so I need to get... Whoa, don't drop over. Don't fall over the end. I need to dump some modifications. Don't need corruption.
This tonic part's still in one piece.
Okay, now I can repair the tool neck.
Well, that fits. Sure hope it works. Well, it's in better shape than it was. Okay, if I'm right, just need to get the power flowing through it again. And if I'm wrong, at least no one's watching.
Need to activate the tall neck now.
That should wake you up. Easy now. Easy! Right, it's never easy. Now I need to climb that tall neck again. I'll need to find higher ground.
I've missed that one. So I'll need to go over here. Where there's a scrapper waiting for us.
I should be able to jump onto the tall neck from here.
Should be able to. Oh yes.
All right. Now I just have to reach its head.
That's it, the map's open to me now. So I can rappel down. Okay, that's it for this episode. Got an extra skill point. We've got some blue gleam.
Almost feels like sunburn.
We have to go off and go to the Shaman's Path probably in the next episode. But yeah, it's the start of the Frozen Wilds. There's lots more to discover. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, give it a like down below and please subscribe. Thanks very much. I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye.